this order of the Shaftsbury, this select board order to order on Monday, April 17th at 6:30. Does anybody have any conflict of interest with what's shown on the agenda?
No.
I didn't see any minutes.
I don't think they
So there are
have
no
sent
minutes.
out.
We do have one warrant. This warrant is warrant number 34 for $73,488.80.
So move.
Moved by Tony,
Second.
second by Martha. Items over $1,000. Nimrock, $1,543. RCS Consulting, $1,054. This is payment for the mower. It actually is paid to the state because we borrowed the money through the state. $23,760. Wallingford crushed stone, $5,168. And that's it. Any discussion? Oh, I'm sorry. I had it on the other side. Guess we got some more. I wondered that didn't add up to.
There was some fuzzy math.
A&K Agri Systems, $1,568. Another one for $2,759. And another one for $46.23. That's for hauling of gravel. Hopefully that's over with. Appalachia Salt, $3,016. Another one for salt, $28.75. Blue Cross Blue Shield, $9,426. Bennington County Sheriff's, $1,404. GA Bull Fuel, $15.28. Another one for $13.56. Joe Vatican, $1,000. Must be reimbursement for something. That's it. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carried, 400. We have lots of announcements. We'll tag team this because I've got some and Martha's got some other ones. First of all, spring cemetery cleanup. The town cemetery committee is asking those who decorate their grave sites in the town cemeteries to remove all decorations by May 1st. Any decorations not removed by that date will be respectfully disposed of. As a reminder, decorations should always be kept close to the headstones as possible, okay? So, May 1st, they would like all those decorations cleaned up. Will that be on the website?
Yes, it is already.
It is already, thank you. Okay, this is a very important meeting. This is the Shaftsbury Solar Project has gone to the Shaftsbury Elementary School and asked permission to use the school for a seminar. or a get-together or a meeting, whatever you want to call it, informational meeting. It is going to be on Tuesday, May 2nd, from 5 to 7. There will be different stations or different people responsible for different parts of the solar project. If you have any concerns at all, or want to find out anything, this is the thing to go to. They are putting this on of their own free will. This has nothing to do with the select board. They did all this on their own. They want to find out what people's concerns are, or so on and so forth. So these people, there's at least 5 or 7 different stations here that they're talking about. So if you have any concerns about anything, that's May 2nd from 5 to 7 p.m. at the Shaftsbury Elementary School, and it will be on the website tomorrow. Tomorrow, okay. And Martha, you have some?
Yep, so there is a public meeting for the sidewalk that's proposed for Grandview and Hawks Avenue over in North Bennington on Thursday, April 27th at 6:30 here at Cole Hall. I don't know if this is going to have a Zoom component to it, so certainly if you have concerns or questions, there's a lot of information that's on the website at the moment. We are asking for 2 volunteers for the cemetery committee. That is also up on the website if you have questions about what that entails. And then Saturday, May 6th is Green Up Day, and there will be bags at Cole Hall here to pick up until they run out of them. Usually they leave them out so that if the office isn't open, you can take some. And then when you're finished green upping, you can either bring it to the transfer station or leave it at the ends of roads, and I know the DPW does a great job of picking those up at the end of the weekend for that. So let's keep our roads nice and clean. So that's all I
Okay,
have.
that's all.
Yep.
Anybody else have any? Okay. Next is public comments. Anybody? Nope, nobody's on Zoom.
I think somebody's just coming right now.
Okay.
You might want to just say that it's public comments again. In case you...
Mr. Kennedy, we're up to the point in the meeting where it's public comments, if you have anything to say. Shaking his head no.
Okay.
Thank you. Treasurer's report?
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Could we start with the cash flow, please, Jen? Let's see. So you can see we got a nice chunk of delinquent taxes, and also the highway state aid came in. That's our 4th of 4 payments for the, I think? Yeah, I think that's the 4th of 4. So that brings our receipts for the month up to almost $74,000, which I think that's very similar to the warrant you guys just signed, so that all of that will be
Send
easy
right
come,
out.
easy go. Let's see, so going out, that's state per parcel, that comes in 2 chunks from the state. It's to go into our reappraisal fund, and it comes directly into our general fund, unfortunately, so it always has to be transferred over. So that's what that is. It's not really going from the general fund, it's just it landed there in the first place. So that's going, you'll see the other side of that when we look at the reserve accounts. 1 payroll so far. You haven't signed that one yet, but you'll see it soon. So that's our cash balance. You can take the 74, whatever you just signed, right off that. But we're in pretty good shape. I don't think, as of right now, I don't think we're going to need to get a line of credit. If there are any surprises coming, it's a standard thing. If we do, it's not the end of the world. We did it every year for many years. But right now, we're looking like we're in pretty good shape, especially if we get the tax bills out in good time. Keep sliding down there, Jen, please. You can just look at the bottom. Oh, yeah, okay. That is the bottom. So that's just the reserve funds. So can we look at the reserve funds now? Thank you. So you see that, I told you you'd see the other half of the Lister's reappraisal transfer. There it is at the 290 line. The only other thing going on is a couple of water payments, and that's it so far for the month. I'm not projecting to budget because these mid-month snapshots are not terribly enlightening, so we'll wait until the end of the month for that. All I've been doing is sending out many dozens of tax bills to people who threw them out when I mailed them to them. Always hold on to your tax bills. You need them when you fill out your taxes, even if you have an escrow company. I just checked my phone and there were no panicked last-minute requests, so that's all good news. 'Cause I think taxes is tomorrow?
I think, yeah, it's tomorrow's the day.
So I'll probably be busy again tomorrow, but, so that's what I've been up to. This is a pretty quiet time of year. Any questions about any of that?
Nope. Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Should I give you this signed warrant since Dave's not around, or should I?
Right here.
Just
I'll leave it
leave it.
Yeah.
leave it with the
Should I
past.
take it now? I'll put it in my office.
Probably best to take it.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
We have a guest, Betsy.
Hi, Betsy. If you, yes,
Please,
please.
Picks up the mic.
My voice doesn't carry. So, I'm Betsy Haverfield. My husband Ted and I purchased the old mill here on 7A in 2015 from Kathy Link. Ted's working tonight, but he sends his best. The purpose for me being here tonight is it's the 200th anniversary of the old mill. So it's a bicentennial year. It was built in 1823, and of course it's 2023 now. It's been on the Vermont Registry of Historic Places since 1974. Ted and I thought it would be a compliment to the history of the building and the town of Shaftsbury to apply for a roadside historic marker, one of those green cast aluminum markers with the Vermont state seal on it. We're currently undergoing the application process with the Vermont Division for Historic Preservation. One requirement is to present the plan to the Shaftsbury Select Board, so you know what's going on, or might be going on. Of course, it's not a definite thing. We'll just apply for it.
We know.
Okay. I've spoken with Laura Treichman at the Historic Preservation she's in Burlington. She said that, and nobody will be surprised to hear this, sadly, the forging of the markers is taking far longer than in the past. So instead of 8 weeks, it's 8 months, whatever.
Wow.
However, she urged us to continue with the application process. And what we need for the application process is some sort of verification from you that we've presented it. There's no cost to the town of Shaftsbury. Laura said she would be in charge of contacting V-Trans because all
Of
our
where
roads
it's
are,
located, yep.
for the situation of the marker. That was,
Yeah,
because it's a rough corner.
yeah.
It's a rough corner.
I was gonna say, where are you gonna put it?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
The front porch.
I'm thinking, yeah, it's good,
On the bridge.
yeah.
It'll be festooned with fishing lines in no time. Also, just an FYI, because of course you're all invited, and I don't know if we're breaking any town rules, but we'd like to have a bicentennial event at the old mill in September, the weekend after Labor Day. And our goal is to just build interest in the history of Shaftsbury. I'm sure most of you have been in the house, and it's stunning.
It's a beautiful house.
And I know Kathy used to do a lot with the kids, bringing them through, so I'd like to do some of that. But that's, again, with the school. But, put up a tent, and they might be coming with some library projects, and definitely a little tour of the house so they can see how it runs, or ran. And Laura from the Historical Preservation Society, she said she would very much like to come to the unveiling ceremony whenever they can get it. So I have a copy of a draft. I got someone.
Text that, oh, yeah.
Yeah, this is what would go on the sign. There's more over here. But this is just proposed. Apparently, they're very fussy about the wording. I think we just need to have Old Mill built in 1823. That's about
Yeah.
it. But, yeah, the history is pretty fascinating.
It looks great from what I was reading, and I had no idea that they created this patent that was
Yeah.
so instrumental in
And Kathy,
building.
yeah. Kathy Link left old pictures, original photographs, like people just sitting up there, and the windows and whatnot.
And are you working with the Historical Society in any way, or is this kind of just
Mitch
you?
gave me the application.
Okay.
If that answers
Perfect.
your question.
So you're working with a lot of partners, it seems like, in our community for this.
Oh, yeah. And
work.
I mean,
Good.
we don't want to charge admission or anything like that.
Just kind of
But if
more.
they wanted to come with a jar and, take collections for that's fine with us.
Okay.
After the Eagles, the square business moved out,
Yeah.
it was a grist mill, and Kathy showed me in a barn out in back, the grinder, that the water wheel ran, the corn came down, was ground, and all that sort of stuff. Is that still there?
It's funny you should mention that.
Yeah.
Because a certain husband of mine wants to build a beer garden. What can I say? He's German from Buffalo. That's actually one weekend he took that down.
Grinder.
Yeah, but it's still there.
Wow.
The old mill's still there. It's intact. It's rusty, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's unbelievable. What we're trying to find, and if you have any suggestions, send them our way. It has to be moved. And I'd like to put it out on the front yard.
Interesting.
It's on a cement pad right now.
So you'd need some kind of heavy equipment
Oh, yeah.
to move something of that size and heft.
I think Ted and like 3 big guys were able to, you should come over and see it, it's really cool. They were able to take the lid. It took that much manpower just for the
it
lid.
was made
Cast, yeah.
to stay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know, I
Great.
love that stuff.
So I didn't see anything where we have to sign anything, but
No, there's
just the
nothing to
minutes.
sign, just.
So-
yeah.
I suspect, because then you'll just put it in your application that you spoke to us, it'll be in the meeting minutes, and then you can continue on your
Yeah, that's
process,
funny.
correct?
Now that there's apparently no rush, because we're
Yeah.
not gonna get it quickly
Right.
anyway.
So
Right.
I don't see a need for a motion, but just.
No, but that we're in
consensus-
support of
Yeah.
this.
Consensus from the
Yeah.
board is that the minutes will show that, okay?
Yeah.
They didn't require that you had to approve it, but I think it's a very good idea that they
we-
required that we bring
Yeah,
it.
Right, so that we know about
Otherwise,
it.
it get out there and everything.
We do.
What? What's that doing?
We do approve it,
Yeah,
Yeah.
most certainly.
yes, and thank you
Thank you, and
for,
come to the
Don't forget to
party.
send an
Yes.
invite,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, yeah. it's
we'll
gonna
put
be
it
fun.
up, yeah, when
I
it
love
gets
parties.
closer.
And when she told me, it may not be till next year that we have the dedication ceremony, I said, 2 parties instead of one.
Yeah, there you go. We love it. Well, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming
Good
and
luck.
talking to us about it.
think you were right about Mr. Hendricks not showing up, so when we spoke this morning, we didn't know whether he was gonna be here or not, but Jim's not here, so,
No, Jim.
okay, so,
Postponed till the first.
okay.
Is that the next meeting? Whenever the next meeting is.
Bye-bye, take care.
First?
I'm looking here. Yeah, that would be, May 1st would be our next
It's your white
meeting.
forehead.
It's a Monday?
It's a Monday.
It is, it's white.
Yes,
I didn't
Yeah.
expect to see all this sun already.
No,
it's good for us.
Okay,
Yeah, Jim, I spoke with Jim, and just a brief summary on that is, BCRC received a grant to help us get a shovel-ready project to apply for another grant to fund that project. So pretty much,
Okay.
I didn't make this up, but what Jim said is he would do everything, and me and him would pick the project, and then he just wanted to present the idea to you guys and then go from there. So he'll be in to talk all about that and whatever I forgot to say.
okay, that's
Okay.
fine.
But just a
So
brief
that'll
thing
be
on
May
that.
1st
I-
at this point?
I think
now?
so. From the
Okay.
email I got, May 1st would be the next meeting.
Okay.
And, I wanted to ask you a question, Martha.
Yes,
That sidewalk meeting,
yes.
what is that just for the people that live around there?
I think so. So the select board members will be there. Dufresne is going to be there, who's been doing the services, and then BCRC representatives, just for folks to talk
Oh,
through.
okay.
I guess there are several proposals of what could potentially happen, so it's like an input feedback
That's one, okay.
session
yeah.
for
This is the
everybody.
sidewalk.
Yeah.
For Grandview and Hawks.
yeah, what time is
And
that?
No, I.
6:30 is
Understand
what
that.
I had on there, and that's what the website says, so I think that's, and it's a special meeting for us to be there. I know that he sent it out
There should
to
be
us.
pictures, right?
I think Dufresne is gonna do a
goodness, yes.
presentation and,
Yeah.
and kind of show what's happening, and so I think
Pretty
a lot of
extensive.
questions will
Yeah, I'm not-
hopefully be able to be answered, because so many stakeholders
Yeah.
will be at this meeting to talk about that.
Yeah, just before winter, I walked around with one of the engineers
Okay.
just
yeah.
to show them a few things. So I imagine they got it all drawn up
Yeah.
to what,
And it looks like on the website,
be
there are several
extensive.
different proposals
We're
of,
talking it's gotta be
four,
on the
right?
west
Four
side, right?
proposals that they thought may
they weren't-
happen.
They didn't have a side pick, but he
'Cause
was
it's gotta-
worried about the
It's gotta
drainage.
connect, yeah,
There's
it's gotta
nowhere-
connect to the North Bennington sidewalk. So it's
Yeah.
gotta be on the west side,
Pretty much.
yeah.
And then you're gonna have sidewalk down Hawks Ave, and they wanted to go on, I think the side with the telephone poles, which is, if you were headed to Bank Street, would be on the left. I'm pretty sure that's the side, but the problem they were having was there's nowhere to put the water when you get to Bank Street.
No,
And you have to go down Bank Street
Oh,
up
okay.
towards New York, and there's a stream that crosses just after Dunham Ave. There's
Got
a
it,
stream,
okay.
and actually
Yeah.
that's where all the DI's outlet right now.
Oh,
They go all the way there,
Everyone on Bank Street,
goes that way.
yep, from Hawks Ave intersection goes to that stream. But there's no DI's on Hawks Ave, it's all just open ditches like Grandview. But I'd be
it's gonna be a
interested
thing.
to see
So,
what
yeah,
they say.
they should be able to talk intelligently about, because there are four proposals that are on the website
Four.
right now
Wow.
that they're gonna, I'm assuming, talk about, and they're all on the
To check
website,
that
so,
out.
yep.
For the road crew, road grading,
Yep.
when the weather lets us, we're actually in really good shape. We only have like 10 roads left to grade
Wow.
out of all of them. We took advantage, and we did grade in the rain. We did some dead ends in the rain, and low traffic seemed to work pretty good. We got Maple Hill, Old Depot, Cider Mill, Holy Smoke, Trumbull Hill, a lot on that side, but Wednesday we'll be back at that. Well, actually, again, one grader will be working Wednesday. And then on Wednesday, a section of Cider Mill is gonna be closed for a little while. We gotta take down three hazard trees up by Jay Burdick's. I was gonna write his address down but there's 3 dead trees that are right in the road and they're huge. And he came to me and I agree with him, they need to go. So, and they're literally right on the road, so I have Tamarack with his bucket truck coming, and we're gonna take them down, clean them up. So the road will be closed for half the day. It's tight through there to be able to let traffic, but we'll have it signed good so everyone can get around.
I think Dave puts that on the website,
Yeah.
doesn't he?
The DPW foreman is supposed to notify the webmaster.
Okay.
Notification just happened.
I was gonna text you tomorrow.
Okay.
What road is that again?
We're gonna Cider Mill, and it'll be Wednesday, and after 8 o'clock because of the school buses.
Okay.
Most of the day, I would say till 1, 2 o'clock, so let's go 2 o'clock, safe. We've been working on Underpass Road right here in town, and resident came to me that lives at the end that it was flooding out down there pretty good. Well, come to find out there was plug culverts and ditches, and the guys have been down there for the last 3-4 days. Be all done tomorrow with that, but we replaced the culvert, cleaned all the ditches, found out when that bridge was reconstructed because we cleaned all the gravel off the concrete footings of the underpass, and it was actually in 1995 that was all redone. It was pretty neat. And then the owner of the body shop said that the last time the town was down there was probably 1995, so
Okay.
it was well needed.
Yeah.
We're doing a little more drainage work up on the other end of Maple Hill. It's closer to the Arlington end. There's actually a DI up there. I'm not sure why, but there is a drainage inlet, and it's all plugged, and so is the ditch. So we're cleaning that up before we grade that section of road.
Good.
Just above
Thank
your
you.
house.
I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
And we got a ton of sign work to do, just knockdowns from the winter, from trees, accidents, whatever, so we'll be around doing sign work all over the town. We're gonna do the spring cleanup of Howard Park, clean up all the trees and clean up the parking lot and trash and everything, and then I talked with the rec committee. We're bringing the bleachers to get repaired.
Very good.
And then, once the bleachers come back, we're gonna excavate out a gravel pad for them so that they don't get moved around. And that's why they were getting beat up from getting shifted
The
around.
grass is growing up underneath the bleachers, so they
Oh,
felt
I believe
the
it.
mowers had to
Yeah.
keep moving them, and that's what the problem was.
Yes,
Makes
and
sense.
age too.
Yeah.
So it's a combination of both.
Yeah, okay.
But, that's pretty much all I have for right now.
Okay?
Any questions or anything?
What's with this North Bennington
Oh,
bridge closing?
what you asked me. So I clicked on the email, there was actually a fact sheet
Yeah.
link, and I clicked on that link, and it is on 67 West, yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
67 West,
Beyond the MBV.
go past North Bennington Variety.
Okay.
Just as the road starts to turn,
Oh,
It's
it's
a bridge.
that bridge.
there's a bridge right there. The railroad's pretty close.
Right.
There's a bridge right there. Well, if you go on to, did you get that email?
We
Yeah.
all,
Yeah,
got
got
it.
it, yeah.
Scroll down and there's a link. Click that link and there's actually some really good photos of that
Oh, okay.
bridge, and it's deteriorating.
So, and that's
And it-
why they said going to Hoosick Falls that way would be kind of
Yeah,
detoured around.
and it explains on that fact sheet the way they want to do the detour, which
Which was a
Vague-
huge detour,
it's a
it
pretty good
seemed.
one. I
Like
vaguely
22
remember.
miles or something
Yeah.
crazy.
down 22 and back to 7 to 279.
Over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
Oh, my goodness.
But it's going, they're doing their preliminary right now, so notifying the towns. And then it looks like it's gonna go to bid in '24, and then construction is '25, and it shows the dates they wanna
okay,
close
so
it.
this
in-
is gonna be a long
in
way off.
July and August. Well, and the reason it's in July is because you can't work in the stream until after July 1st. So that's why they're gonna close it, or do the work in July, and it looks like it's gonna be closed for 3 weeks, something like that. But it's nothing, it's just a planning stage right now.
Okay.
But it is a failing bridge, so it will happen. And then and I did look into that railroad. It is that one down there, but it's not, it's supposed to go out to bid this summer, start construction this winter, it says, and then,
Wow.
yes, it's,
See, there's the
Which
stream.
railroad
The
is
stream
that?
also goes underneath the railroad.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
right next
okay,
to
the
it.
one that's right, okay.
Yes.
And
So
so,
that one is also failing?
well,
Wow.
yes.
Okay.
The answer, and of course, as he was explaining to me, if they make the one in the railroad bigger, which they will, then the one by the road has to be
I see.
bigger also to
Right, okay,
accommodate.
that makes sense.
and then this one's on here too, the one by, Twitchell Hill.
Oh, yeah,
That, right at that old arch, that's on there too to get replaced. There's like 3 of them.
Yeah.
That's,
Yes.
so, but that's the railroad, so.
they're trying to get the entire rail system to what's called 286, which means 286,000 pounds, which means that we can
Okay.
put 30 more tons in a car than what we've been
I
allowed to
see.
haul. But we have, all around us, the cars can be bigger, it's just that when they come.
Our
on the-
little
our
section is
little
not
section, so they're trying
up
to
to,
get it up to what's called 286, so that,
Okay.
and
good
and
things.
the crazy thing is that they charge you the same for a car whether it's got 100 tons or 130 tons. So
It's worth
it's,
getting
it's,
it done.
it's worth it
yeah.
to
Sure.
the customer
Right,
to
okay.
be able to get the bigger cars.
But
Fascinating.
that's, to answer that bridge, that's, it's
Okay.
out on
That's the-
67 West.
Well, that North Bennington intersection is a nightmare anyway.
Yeah, that it is. It has been.
So I don't know if we'll ever change that, but.
I don't know
That's
about
never
that.
gonna change.
Right.
You mentioned about signs, there will be a lot of speed signs going up.
So,
And that reminded me to let everybody know that the 45 days is probably coming up, because it was our last meeting that we approved that. So there's 45 days if you want to do a petition. and
The
then-
dates and all
and-
the information is on the website.
Right, and then, but it's 60 days from the time we did it that it actually goes into effect unless somebody petitions it, okay? We should have announced that, but yes, go ahead.
well, I did have a question about that now that you brought it up.
Yeah,
I spoke to a couple suppliers, and is that something that's gonna happen? Like, we're gonna be doing this?
got to.
No, I
Yeah.
understand, the signs are gonna go up and everything. Well, I would like to order what I need, like now.
Okay.
Just because-
When Dave comes back, he's got the list, and we're gonna have to go out and find out which ones are not marked right, and so on and so forth. It's gonna be a project.
Yeah, give me that list and we can get it going,
Yeah.
because I've talked to him and I'm gonna have to get from the estimated, from what I've figured just by reading what you guys have been doing, I'm gonna have to get posts from 3 different people,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
It's on the website. Every street that is listed is 25,
Yeah,
and if it's
Yeah.
not listed, then it's 35. So there's a lot of streets on there. Some of them could already be marked, and some.
And Dave,
aren't.
I think, has the list of ones, because he did a drive-by tour of a lot of them,
Okay.
and the ones that needed a sign versus, or a change in the sign and things
All
like
right.
that. So I'm pretty sure he has that.
that'd be awesome,
Yeah.
Okay.
cool. Yeah, I meant to ask you about that a while ago, but I was waiting see what was going on.
Yeah. Great.
Mower works, does it, hopefully?
Yeah, we've had it out, yeah, we did some brush with it, did some mowing up in Hidden Valley and finished the end of White Creek Road because that's where it broke down on me.
And, parks, and that sort of, is there a summer person for the parks? For mowing and all that sort of
I don't
stuff?
have anybody right now, but I
Okay.
would really, really like to get that going, to get somebody from May till whenever they can work, to work at least May to September is huge. It helps us out a lot, because now that we have the roadside mower, and we weren't able to utilize it a lot last year because it arrived late and then gave us some problems. I think we're gonna be in better shape this year, but if I'm pulling that guy off the mower 3 days a week to mow town properties, when I could have a summer hand, would be huge too.
Okay.
Very good. Any other
Yeah.
questions?
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Have a good night.
Yeah,
We will.
Too.
Next is the SWIP amendment. SWIP is an acronym for solid waste. I don't know what the rest of it is, but it has a lot to do with the countywide solid waste agreement. And part of that is the hazardous waste day and all that sort of stuff. Please.
Solid waste implementation plan, it looks like.
Thank you.
That's SWIP.
Okay, and so,
So I think the long and short of it is that the hazardous waste days
days.
are becoming very expensive for this board to accomplish in each of the areas that they have done, and so
do you want to have it?
they're gonna consolidate to having one space in Bennington that will be available for folks to just come and dispose of waste
More
on a regular basis as
Right.
opposed to those few times a year. And so they've described all of this, and I don't know if this is on the website or not, but maybe we could pop it up so people could read, because it is several pages long of kind of descriptions and other things that.
So I don't know this needs a signature or just a.
I think
approval.
there was need for a vote, because each
Yeah.
town has to vote to say that we're going to,
Okay.
to approve
Approve.
and to be part of
Yeah.
this solid waste plan to do this.
Do you want to
So-
read any more of it, or?
I
basically-
think that, if we could put it up on the website, then people could read as they need to, and that we could just
But for us, we just need a
motion to
motion.
approve this as the town of Shaftsbury, I think.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, I can make a motion to approve the SWIP agreement for the town of Shaftsbury.
Okay, thank you, Mike.
I'll second.
Second by Tony. Any discussion?
Nope.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried, 400. So let the minutes reflect that we approve it, okay?
Yep.
I guess the procedure is that the fire department elects their chief, first assistant chief and second assistant chief, and I guess it's the policy that the select board approve it, but they certainly know what they're doing. So the chief officers submitted to the Shaftsbury Select Board for approval for the 2023-2024. Joe Vadigan as chief. First assistant chief is Mike Taylor, and second assistant chief is Ed Schul. This is submitted by Joe Vadigan, the chief.
Okay,
Moved by Tony,
you have a second?
seconded by Mike. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
So carried, 400. I'll just sign this just to,
Guys do a good job.
they're
We're
the
very
best.
lucky that we
We are
have such a
lucky.
great team of volunteer firefighters, and
We are so blessed. Yep. Coal Hall. Request for qualifications. Did you receive this?
Yes.
Well, this is just, he wanted us just to start going through it. and that
I think
sort of
this
stuff.
was the informational thing that he just wanted to do, and there'll be more discussion about it.
A lot more, but this,
But
just
it's
a-
part of the ARPA monies that we kind of have talked about and priorities, and Cole Hall is a big part of some of that chunk of money, making sure that things are compliant with ADA regulations, but also providing more storage and some other things. So this is just the initial conversation about what we may need from
we actually have,
a
we actually have the
consultant.
two committees. We have one for
Correct.
economic development and one
and-
for Go Hall.
And Cole Hall, and they kind of are working in tandem, but the Cole Hall renovations need to happen first, or a kind of a knowledge of what it's going to entail for each of
For
those
cost.
things before we can kind of continue on some of our other ARPA priorities that were,
So this is,
built.
what we're doing is looking for a qualified person that has some experience in looking at the whole picture, looking at Cole Hall and structurally
having
and.
historic preservation
all that
and,
sort of stuff.
and
So it's-
other things, engineering
quite-
experience, architectural
involved, okay?
experience. And I think that it will eventually be going up on the website for going out. Oh, it's already on there, perfect. So
Thank you.
if folks are
So, yeah,
interested,
there's
they
several
can look.
pages, so
Yes.
if somebody wants to read it. Okay?
Okay.
That's it for
Yeah,
other than other business.
I don't have any.
You had a meeting with the sheriff.
Yes,
How did that go?
very good.
Okay.
We have, the change in the leadership is good. He's looking to do a lot of things a lot differently. There is a young man that lives up in Manchester that is taking care of Arlington and us, so it's always the same person. The dispatcher that tells him what to do, we have a direct line right to him. Roscoe Harrington.
Oh, okay.
They've taken a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
people from the PD
Yeah. Oh,
and have
wow.
come over to him.
Oh, good.
A lot of good ideas. They understand what our problems are. As far as, it isn't just patrolling Route
Yeah.
67 or 67 or 7A, it's the back roads and that sort of stuff. Have a real good understanding that if the dog warden or somebody feels that they need somebody as an assistant, he's right there, all
Good,
that sort of
good.
stuff.
Yeah,
So
it's good.
And how about hours? Because I know we were thinking
Yeah.
about increasing, but at the time, there was not staffing for,
that's right. We kept the hours, we did not increase it in the budget. I mean,
right, okay.
if we get the hours that we put in the budget, it will be an increase.
It'll be,
because-
right, because we have very little at this moment,
And then
okay.
from then on, if this works, we will increase it. We told them
Okay.
that, okay?
Great.
We certainly,
It's
we
something-
understand we need it. They understand what
Good.
they've got to do, okay?
Great.
It was very good.
Good, great. Super.
Anything else?
Done for me?
Entertain a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Moved by Tony, second by Mike. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? So carried. Thank you for your time, as always.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cat TV is celebrating 30 years of community media. Help support Cat TV's next 30 years by becoming a member today. Your membership will help us continue covering meaningful, local content. Thank you for supporting your local community media station.